All right, guys, we are live.
Woohoo!
Hello.
How we doing?
Oh, doing good, man.
Pretty good, yeah.
Doing good. Keeping busy.
Yeah, really
We're
excited to
here
have
at
you
the
guys
shop. It's
on.
9 p.m. We're ready to go.
Awesome. Love your guys' studio, and I saw some of the other stuff that you guys have done recently. Really dove into the specs. In Great Lakes Laser Supply, we definitely have a lot of people new to lasering. We've got some people experienced in lasering. We've even got some people that are in the UV side of things. At least to start off with, but if you guys want to tell us a little bit about yourselves, we've got a lot of people that probably don't know who you guys are.
Oh, sure. Well, first of all, thank you for having us on. So I'm Stan and this is Len, and we're partners in a company called Lens Digital. And lenses, by the way, not because we sell
We don't
lenses.
make lenses, nope.
That's a fair question. We get a lot. Hey, can we get a couple of lenses? No, we don't sell lenses. It's just Len, like Len. This is Len. It's his digital.
That's what she said.
So, yeah, we're a company that exists for the sake of the makers. We serve the maker community. That's our calling. It's a huge honor to serve the community. And the way we do that is we make tools for laser engravers. And the biggest thing we make is the PiBurn Rotary. So we have several different versions of rotaries, and they are really, really nice. We put a lot of thought and effort and love into the rotaries. We've been Len is the inventor of the original PiBurn, and we now have a team working with Len and helping him, but he's still the driving force. He's head of R&D for us, and he's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
This is back to like fidget spinners and Chronos clock and stuff like that. He's a fidgeter. He's kind of like the genius inventor. But the PiBurn, actually, we started selling them in 2019. The concept was born in 2018. And in 2019, in February of 2019, we had Len ran a Kickstarter campaign where he published the first designs of PiBurn V1. Raised some money. It wound up like not capitalized, but since then, we've had a lot of interest in the PiBurns, and we've sold thousands of units. So definitely he did something right. I joined him maybe 2.5 years ago to really help on the marketing side, the business operations side, the partnership side. We've signed on a whole bunch of really great companies as our partners, like EM Laser, Thunder Laser Canada, Boss Laser, big partner of ours, OhmTech, great partners, Laguna Laser, and so on. So really, really thrilled and honored to be part of the community. And we never forget that at the end of the day, we exist to serve the makers. That's really the driving force. And that's always the message that I always say and try to get in any chance I get at these podcasts that we do. Len, you want to talk a little bit about the PiBurn? Is that that's some background around the company.
Yeah.
As Tim mentioned, I've been doing PiBurns for a while. He actually joined when I was working on version 3, as well as the Vortex vacuum table, which is another product we make. So we just switched from version 4 to version 5.
Yep.
This is our latest rotary. We're taking pre-orders now. And also we came up with the grip, which is our version of Chalk. That was about 2 years ago, I would say.
Yeah, it was in November 22.
Yeah.
So coming up in 2 years, in a few months. Yep.
So now we have version 2, which we're about to release.
Yeah, that thing is awesome. We'll show you guys.
I can't wait to get one.
It's you are actually going to absolutely love it, because I know you appreciate the craftsmanship and the build quality of these things. I get the sense that you're really going to enjoy it.
And Blake, you saw it on Next Level, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think just to connect, us a little bit even, we met at Next Level, and, the reason why I wanted to partner with you guys, our slogan, as a company is supplying more than materials. We're building businesses together. I had this crazy dream when I was a kid that I wanted to have my own business and be in business with partners. I want you to be successful. You want me to be successful, and together we can grow. And, I really felt that at Next Level, got hands-on with your equipment. And, we started, talking and having that relationship. I got my Lens Digital hat.
Nice.
I really felt like our brands could align with each other. So, I'm really, really happy we've been able to sit down and talk.
And I'm like so thrilled that I came up to you and we just started talking. We hit it off right away.
Yeah.
And I really dig the stuff that you make. I still have that clip that you got us, the lens digital that you made like right on the spot. You make some really nice stuff, dude. That booth of yours is awesome.
Thanks.
And I'll tell you, this journey, it's much more enjoyable and rewarding when you have like-minded people along with you. That's really what makes that's what makes us get up and go to work and skip to work every day. That's what we love about this. So yeah, partnering up with you and other makers like you and succeeding, just like what you said, like succeeding together. This is not a lonely thing. This is this is kind of like a community where the bigger we get, the bigger everybody gets.
Yeah.
Right. We all grow together. And that's the way I like to think about it too. I like to think about growing together versus competing against each other.
Yeah. Community for sure.
And like, we're not competing amongst ourselves. Like we're tiny, right? Like we're competing against, like, if you think about it, like the really big companies, like 1-800-Flowers does customizations, you know what I mean? Public companies like Yeti, they're going to do customizations of tumblers. That's the market. And they're selling $1 billion of tumblers a year, right? $4 billion company. Stanley sells 1 billion, 40 ounce of $1 billion of freaking tumblers a year.
Right.
About 850 million. Close enough. That's the market. So yeah, like we're all, even if we combine together, we're still going to be, we're going to have lots of room to grow still. A lot.
Yeah, we've got a lot of questions rolling in. One thing I wanted to touch on first, I've only been in this business for 3 years, and because of relationships like this, I feel like we've been really able to grow, in our B2C company, and now with Great Lakes Laser Supplies, a B2B company. I wanted a rotary. I'm a saver, so this was my first rotary here. Sandpaper.
And oh man, the hot dog roller, the classic.
Yeah,
Dude,
I have that one.
I mean, if you can engrave anything on that, holy cow, man, you got to be good. You can do it. You can do it. Yeah. I've seen people like, jigs and stuff like, yeah.
That thing came with my laser. I actually never used it
for free.
Not a single time.
I paid $200 for mine.
No, I'm building another one.
Which laser did it come with?
It came with that old 50-watt eBay laser.
Oh, the OMTech?
Yeah.
Oh, there's the OMTech. Oh, I can't believe it.
I paid for mine, unfortunately. I paid $200 for that thing. Before ending up with my PiBurn, I bought 4 or 5 different rotaries trying to save money. Where if I just would have, spent the money up front, I don't necessarily love the, buy once, cry once saying, but what do you have to say to those people maybe that are in the same boat that I was 3 years ago? Like, I don't know if I'm going to spend, the money. I know you talk a lot about ROI. I've heard you kind of speak on, but what do you have to say to some of those people that might be watching that don't have a rotary yet?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, I don't want this to sound like a sales pitch at all because, obviously I'm a little biased and I would never have a laser without a rotary. But if you just look at the numbers, so trying to take all the emotion and the bias out of this, if you just look at the numbers and let's say you spent $5,000 on a laser machine, right? Just having a rotary inside your laser machine increases the value of that laser by 30 to 50% on average. And that's the numbers. We've polled hundreds of people and we asked them very simple questions. How much was your laser? How much do you make on flat work? How much do you make on rotary work? We compiled all those numbers and there's a range. There's some people that exclusively do rotary work. And so that's 100% of the value, right? Without the rotary, and then there are people that don't do any rotary work at all. So that's 0. And then those are the tails of the distribution. And in the middle, you've got like, I do some rotary work and I sell some tumblers. I also do some flat work and and those people with the rotary increase the value of the laser by 30 to 50%. That value of the curve. So I would say, first, you should get a rotary. Whether it's PiBurn or not, I'm not making that argument. You should get a rotary. And if you want to do things that are really outside of kind of like the bulge offerings, like the standard normal offerings that are not just very simple, skinny, straight tumblers, if you want to do other things to increase your revenue, then look into getting a more capable, more versatile rotary that can do a lot more, right? And I will also say one thing. If this is a hobby for you, truly a hobby, if you don't plan to make production runs, if you don't plan to make big orders, if you're just using this for fun, don't get the PiBurn. Don't get it. Don't get it. Get a cheaper rotary. Get a cheaper rotary. But if you're doing this to make money,
you
probably want to get.
I want to mention one thing. Also, if you have a lot of time on your hands, because the rotary you're gonna get, you have to figure out to use it. There's not gonna be a manual. It's not even gonna tell you if it's gonna work with your laser. And that was actually the main reason why I built the PiBurn. I built it for myself because I wanted to engrave cups. And I looked at the eBay. I looked at all those rotaries, $300 rotaries. Nothing. Will it work with my laser? It doesn't say.
You don't know.
You don't know. There's no manual. Steps per rotation. What is that? Nothing.
Right.
So I'm like, if you have time to figure it out, sure. I mean, get one, experiment with it.
Some people actually build one. They try to build one.
Yeah,
I'm in these laser groups.
Yourself. It's
massive laser groups, like 1,000 people, and they're all like, "Oh, we built a rotary out of like my mother's dentures and this coat hanger, and like it, it does the job. It works." Like, I don't know. That's cool. That's fine. You save money. And if you do that, that's fine. But that rotary is never going to do a production run of 1,000 tumblers where you want to make money, right? It's never going to be able to do a full wrap perfectly, precisely. You're never going to be able to do a dog ball in that thing. Like, so as soon as you want to expand your horizons, and I'm sure you found this with your other rotaries because it looks like you've had a journey too.
Yeah.
As soon as you want to do something really, really interesting, you're going to hit that ceiling. You're going to hit that boundary. You're like, can't do it. Yeah. For the people that want to do all those things, you want to look into a really nice rotary, like a higher end rotary, maybe like a PiBurn.
Yeah. I have to disagree with you a little bit. I mean,
go ahead. I love it.
I think the hobbyist should get it. Here's $200. On top of this $200, I bought some customized 3D printed hold downs for $30-$40.
Right.
Then I get this thing. I think this was
that's pretty bulky. Yep.
Yeah, it's huge. I needed to be able to put it on a table to do business cards, or not, go 90 degrees. Couldn't do it. So then I bought another one. Like, if I would have just stopped trying to save money, and I could have gotten, sub $1,000, rotaries from you guys, and I would be in a much better position much earlier on.
Yeah, definitely.
I loved it that you disagreed with me. Thank you for that. I was like,
I really do.
Right.
So many people message me.
Right.
I see PiBurn, I see this, but I see this one for $250. I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. I think it's worth the investment. I like to break it down into cups, for people, what's their product line and how many of that product they would need to sell, to kind of pay for that item. And when you break it down, for us, we sell a ton of wallets. So for me, my currency in our other business is wallets. If something's $100,
I've seen these. They're really cool. Yeah, and you engrave on them with
$2. That's only 2 wallets.
Funny. Yeah. Sometimes we think of our own business expenses in PiBurns. How many PiBurns? How many PiBurns is this? Yep.
But I just had to say that, and I want everybody to know, I think it's definitely worth the investment. To go bigger rather than trying to save money, because I definitely regret it. I could have done a much better job on those. I could have been more efficient, and who knows how many more tumblers we could have sold if I would have done a better job with that.
And the reason why I delineate. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to say something?
No. I mean, you're right. You're right. You wind up spending almost the same amount of money for all the accessories, and the time you waste is just.
And the cups you might ruin if it screws up a little bit, the cheaper ones.
I mean, I had the same thing with the 3D printer. So I bought this cheap CR10 printer, and I spent so much money upgrading hot end, this and that, the knobs.
It adds up.
I basically rebuilt the printer like from the scratch. I could have just went and bought a Prusa and it would be cheaper.
Right. Because they've done this. They've already done this exact process. That's like we did the process. So the reason why I never ever hesitate to recommend the PiBurn Rotary, and knowing that it's expensive, knowing that money is tight right now, still I never hesitate recommending a PiBurn to someone who is going to make this into a business.
Yeah.
Right. So hobbyists, I'm always kind of cautious. Like, what are you going to do with it? Do you really need it? Like, I'm always like that. But if it's a business, I never hesitate recommending getting a PiBurn because it's not an expenditure, it's an investment. Yeah. And every investment has an ROI. It's just going to give you a stream of income. And it's just a numbers game. It's just a numbers game. How many tumblers do you need to sell?
Yep.
I mean, 80 tumblers and you're done. 80 tumblers and you're done. You make 80 tumblers, you make $12 profit, $10 to $12 profit on each one. You've paid it off. The rest of it is pure profit. You're just taking it off the top. So I with a complete clear conscience, I recommend the PiBurn because they're just going to make money after a couple of weeks or a couple of months, right? They're just going to make money on it, and it's all good. And that's what that we have people saying, "Holy cow, we can't believe we didn't get this sooner." Because now it's just printing profits. It's just sitting there and printing profits. I put a cup in. I go put my kids to bed. I put another one in, and just printing profit. That's the beautiful part, right?
So we're getting some questions now. So somebody's asking if it works with diode laser. Not at the moment. We're still working on compatibility, but it does appear to be working with the X tool. What is it?
P2. P2. Yeah, we just found out. Liz.
Yeah, Liz. So it's not really a diode, but it's.
No, that's their CO2 laser.
Yeah,
P2. Yeah. It's like a desktop machine.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, technically that it will work. We just need to figure out the adapter cable for it, for the diodes, and we need to test it.
We've been trying to get to the diode market forever. Yeah. It's crazy how many questions we get. Here's the reason why we keep dragging our feet on it. I'll be honest with you, with the diode. The rotary costs more than the freaking laser. That's the reason why we're dragging our feet.
Mm-hmm.
So like somebody buys a laser for $600, and then I'm asking them to spend $1,000 on the rotary.
Yeah, well, not yet, but someday, someday. So another question we have: does PiBurn offer splitter or pigtail wiring harness that gives you ability to work on CO2 and the fiber laser? So I mean, most fiber
that's from Boyce.
Yeah, Boyce, Littlefield. So yeah, most fiber lasers have a 4-pin plug, and most our PiBurns have a 4-pin
like that
plug. Yeah, just like that. So it will work out of the box, but we do offer a pigtail cable, so you can wire it to your own laser, no problem. We'll sell it on our website.
So my grip works with my CO2 gantry, my CO2 galvo, and my fiber laser.
Yeah,
interchangeable, very quick and easy, just kind of plug and play.
Yeah, the only exception is probably Thunder, because Thunder uses completely different motor. It's like a 7-pin plug, and it's a servo motor. So people asking like if they can switch from fiber to Thunder laser like CO2, and I'm saying unfortunately you have to change the motor.
Yeah, it's super compatible. The only other thing I would say is like the Eon machines. They're also 2-phase, so you can actually use them, and you would require an adapter. So and that's really easy. That's like a $25 adapter. So on the website, we wired ourselves.
Just a small cable, yeah.
So it's super compatible. It's most likely going to work with your machines. I'll tell you right off the bat, the machines it doesn't work with are these closed system machines that have their own proprietary firmware and hardware. That's Epilogue, Universal, and Trotec.
Mm-hmm.
Besides those big three, everything else, we don't have any issues. It just works. Yeah.
Which is funny. One of the questions I see, Jim was asking, the 4-pin aviation connector. I've never heard it called that, but I know that he has one of the same lasers as I do. So Jim, that works with my fiber, which is the same as yours.
Yeah, that's the standard connector.
Very old connector, but for some reason all lasers use it.
They call it the aviator connector, right?
They used to use it in airplanes.
So it's got to be connected to airplanes.
It used to be used for the microphones, like headsets.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it looks like. It looks like a mic jack.
It is.
4-pin.
And it used to be like really tough, like waterproof and.
Yeah, but it's not like that anymore.
No, it's not.
There's one.
But it works. It's simple.
There's a comment I saw scroll by earlier that I was kind of confused with. They said, why is it compatible with more high-end lasers and not some of the cheaper ones? Which I think that's somewhat of an incorrect statement. I think most of the Chinese lasers use the Rudia controller, which you guys are compatible with, where you've got like an Epilogue or something like that is where you're not compatible with, right? Are you guys working on Epilogue?
We've been working on it for so long, and we talked to those guys. We actually met them. If you remember, they were there. They had a table there. Right across us was Trotec, I believe.
Yeah.
Right around the corner was Epilogue. And of course, like me being me, I came up and like I chatted them up. I talked, hey, awesome lasers. We have so many customers that love your machines, talk to me. And it's kind of like, I think it's somewhat out of their hands a little bit. I mean, they do want to offer a better rotary because their rotary is, it's fine, right? But it's different, right? It's not.
The rotary I had once, so
it's not that bad.
It used to be very advanced. It has a clamp, it has the backstopper.
The Epilogue one.
The Epilogue one. Yeah. It's big, but it's not now. It's like it's aged. It didn't age well.
No, it looks like it's from the 1980s.
Yeah, it does. I had somebody I was trying to help with. They bought a newer rotary. I don't know which one, but they were sending me pictures of the one that came with their Epilogue, and I'm like, what year is that from?
Right. Yeah. It's like,
and it's expensive.
Yeah, it's $3,000. It's $3,000. It looks like something out of the Terminator movie, like the 1980s.
And it's big. I don't know why it's so big. It's big and heavy. It doesn't need to be. Yeah.
No, but you're not I don't know. That's just how they made it.
Yeah.
So I would love to create. Len would love to create a rotary for them. And I think it's going to happen eventually because like they were talking about it. Like it looked like they were open to the idea, both Trotec and Epilogue. And they saw the crowds that we attracted. Like, this is a nice rotary. What lasers is this compatible with? And I'm like, Eon right here, Boss right here, Thunder. How about the Epilogue? No. So I think eventually it's gonna happen. It's just gonna take some time. They're big and they're slow moving, and they're not based. So Trotec is like Austria, and Epilogue is US. No. Texas.
I think they're US. Yeah,
I think Thunder is Texas, and maybe Epilogue is too.
Yeah, Thunder is actually like a big Chinese company. So Thunder Laser USA, that's headquartered in Texas. Yeah. They're reselling Thunder machines. We also got Thunder Canada, who are partners of ours.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, but but Epilogue is just Epilogue.
We actually have more Thunders than any other machines in the shop.
Yeah,
we have 3 Thunder lasers. We have the Bolt, which is awesome. I love the Bolt.
Good machine.
We have Nova 35, which is huge, and we have Nova 24.
24 is in my basement right now. Yeah. Literally, it's running right now.
What I love about them is the servo motor. It has a built-in driver, so you can actually set your steps per rotation right on the motor.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What other questions we have coming in from Heather?
Corey Frank, craft shows have become saturated with all types of tumblers, and the engraved ones get lost in the mix. Would the investment in a PiBurn be better suited for big companies that want large orders? What would be the best demographic to approach?
I think that's a good question. Since I'm a vendor at shows as well, we've got 2 different companies. My goal is to always set myself apart from everybody else. I don't care if there's 5 other vendors there with lasers. I don't, if I was making tumblers, I would have tumblers there that were different from everybody else's. If you don't follow Robin, check out Robin. Her full wraps are nuts. Nobody has a full engraved, tumbler with wraps like she does.
Yeah, she's a trendsetter. We love Robin. She's phenomenal. She's like, before she started doing them and making it accessible to people and like teaching them how to do it, like people would say things like, "Oh, it's impossible to do a full wrap. We don't want to do it because the ends of the designs will never meet, and then we're just ruining tumblers." So it was like out of reach for most people. But she did it. Like she really, really did it, and over and over and over again. So she loves the grip, the chuck-based rotary, because of that precision and consistency.
Yeah.
Len always likes to say this. You can also do full wraps with the PiBurn, but that consistency, right, that you can only get from a chuck, that's where the grip really shines. But to this question, it's a really great question. Like it's requiring me to think because it's got a couple of things. He's asking about the saturation of the market. So when a market is saturated, what do you want to do? You want to stand out. You want to offer something unique. Like not a lot of people are going to offer something like really unique that catches the eye, and then they're gonna be attracted to it and kind of look and like, holy crap, it's customizable. And that's when you can say, yeah, you can put your name on it. You know what I mean? Like, no one is going to be offering these things engraved for a fact. There are very few makers in the country right now that are offering full wrap engravings on this Yeti bucket. So if you want to stand out somehow and attract that like wow factor, that unique attention, right, at a trade show or something, I would say there is a big argument to be made about the PiBurn, because if you just want to run any tumbler, right, maybe there's a couple of other rotaries in the market that can do it. But if you want to do this, literally the PiBurn grip is the only rotary that I know, that I'm aware of, that can do this right now. And this is just me honestly saying that I'm not aware of any other rotary, and I watch the market, but I'm not aware of any other rotary that can do this, because of the and you can do this in the grip too now, the new version as well, even easier, because it lifts up just the very, very simple motion of your hand. So you could do urns. So look at this stuff. Like, it's really cool. It's really freaking cool. And it's heavy. This is like 7 pounds?
It is heavy.
It's heavy. It's really
like
heavy.
Full metal urn.
Yeah. You can't do this on just any rotary.
Yeah, no problem. I did it on a grip. I did some engravings, test engravings.
Fiber or CO2 or
CO2.
Was it CO2? This looks nice actually. Oh, it's like one of those engravable. Yeah. So we have a client. Mainly urns. There's a company out of Maine. Holy cow! He's like phenomenal. No, he doesn't just do laser engraving urns. He does a whole bunch of other things. He does them in color, but he also has some people that want laser engraving. So he's got a bunch of Boss machines. He gave me like a virtual tour of his shop, and he's got a PiBurn in each one. So he's running this PiBurns grip. Yeah. I don't know if that answers the question.
I got a little bit to add to it, though. Making yourself unique, making your product line unique, different than everybody else's, but also make sure you're selling it. There'll be 5 people at a craft show that have laser engraved items, and the same people complaining about not making any money are sitting in their booth on their phone. I'm standing there selling. If you've got different products,
right.
Those tumbler sellers at a craft show have the same 20-ounce tumbler lined up, 40 of them, all the same tumbler. Do some unique stuff like you guys have there. And I don't think everything needs to be unique, but something eye-catching.
Yes.
Sparks the conversation, and just like, we believe and you believe, build business together and have that same philosophy with your customers.
That's such a great point, Blake.
Kind of like with the hat clips, what is something, is there anything that comes to mind for you guys untraditionally that can be done with a PiBurn that, isn't a tumbler, maybe isn't an urn? Is there anything else you guys have seen that's pretty unique? I've seen rolling pins. I've seen a full wrap rolling pin. Is there anything else like that maybe somebody has
oh my God, so much. Like we have a whole like blog dedicated to this.
Somebody did an egg.
Really?
Ida Elef did an egg. Someone did nunchucks, which were really cool. Really, really cool nunchucks.
The boot.
Das Boot. Someone did a Das Boot on the grip. It's like a glass boot that it's kind of crazy looking. I don't know if you've ever seen these things. That was probably like the most unique thing.
I've seen that.
I mean, dog bowls, thermoses, like you name it. Really.
Yeah, just did a soup bowl yesterday.
Yeah. You name it. Really, like it's anything that's round, cylindrical.
Yeah,
it does not have to be a tumbler or a bottle or anything. It could literally be anything.
I just try to get people to think outside the box. Sometimes they're like, they see, oh, people are making hats, I want to make hats, or people are making tumblers, but maybe they're already invested in a market. Maybe they're already, let's say they're connected in a baking group, and they can do some rolling pins and have a good connection that way. That way they're not just trying to jump on a bandwagon kind of like others, and they're doing something unique.
It's so important.
I've seen people do like small whiskey barrels.
Whiskey barrels. Oh yeah, I've seen barrels. That's actually on the site. Really? Nice. I've heard someone did like a scuba tank. but I have not seen a picture. So it's strong enough to handle something even heavy like a scuba tank. I've not seen a picture of that, but so that's going to be crazy to do. But hell, why not?
Those are some good examples. And plus, check out I mean, not you guys, but check out the comments in this live, and you'll see a lot of other great ideas people were throwing in there.
Yeah. So there's another question from Brian. Does PiBurn come with dedicated software, or can it seamlessly integrate with popular laser software like RDWorks? Yeah, do you want to handle that?
Yeah, so it does not come with software.
Wait, what? It doesn't come with software?
No, because you already have it with your laser.
I thought you were writing the software. What's going on? Let's go. Get with it, Len.
No, it works seamlessly with Lightburn and RDWorks. That's all you need.
Dude, laser is like the rotary is the simplest thing ever. It is a really, like, what I didn't realize is how simple it is. It's like, it's misleading to think that it's a very complicated, like, smart computer thing.
No, it's not.
The motor, it doesn't require its own power. It's just powered by the laser. You plug it in. You're not required to give it any external power.
Here's the secret: laser doesn't know it's a rotary.
Oh yeah, you're tricking the laser. He thinks it's Y.
It's just engraving the flat thing, but instead it rotates it. Yeah.
That's why you get the Y slop error. We have a great video on that explaining everything, like why the laser mistakenly thinks that it's out of room. Because it doesn't know that you've got infinity space that you're rotating around. It thinks you're doing flat, and it thinks you're crashing into the wall. That's the Y slop over error on all these machines that drives makers crazy. And then they move the rotary. But no, you just follow the video. You have to understand origin, set your origin right. But if you do that, but that's the real reason, because the laser does not know it's a rotary.
Yeah, it's thinking you're running out of coordinates. So basically, if your laser goes up to like 400 millimeters in the y direction, and it sees it's 399, and it still has room to engrave, it's just gonna quit. It's gonna stop. It's gonna say, "Uh-oh."
We have a really good video. If you have 15 minutes to spare, Google PiBurn Y slop error, and that's the first video that's gonna come up on Google. And just go see that for 15 minutes. But it's gonna explain everything you freaking ever want to know about the Y slop. You're gonna really understand it.
That kind of brings me to one of my questions.
LOP.
Sorry?
That brings me to one of my questions. We do have a lot of beginners, a lot of newer people to lasers and or a rotary. Where are the resources? They buy a PiBurn. Do you guys have a YouTube channel, or where do some of those resources live?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
So this is probably the best documented rotary on the planet. One of the reasons Len built his own is because he couldn't find documentation of any other rotaries. And this drove him nuts. There's no manuals for these rotaries. So not only do we have a very thorough step-by-step kind of instructions to getting started manual that'll walk you through it, that will give you suggested steps. We have videos on how to set steps for rotations. We use this test called 100 millimeter test to dial in the rotary to get it perfect. We have tons of resources, getting started guides for Thunder Laser, for Ian Laser.
A lot of our customers actually make tutorial videos. For example, Mom was a Laser. Just tons of video tutorials.
How to?
If you have the Ian Laser, it's the best resource to go.
And so I would really recommend going on the website, even if you don't have a rotary, even if you're just thinking about it, just getting into it. Go to the website, lensdigital.com. Go to the resources section. And see all those documents and all those helpful articles and the videos and tutorials. Also, check out our makers on the About section. Len was mentioning Emily, that mom with laser, who has phenomenal content. She's just a rock star in her own right. She's phenomenal. But she's also a PiBurn affiliate, so she does a lot of content. So check her out, and all the other makers on there, there's like a story behind it, right? Like how they got started. So not just like how you can become successful with the laser. There's also a lot of content on how you become successful with the business of the laser, right?
Yeah, I would say also check out the manual. I mean, I know manual is usually boring. I tried my best to make it fun. There's tons of pictures there. I tried to put as little text as I can.
It's visual.
It's visual. Yeah, it's for visual people. So just open it up, browse through it. It's pretty much, it's easy to understand. There's not going to be a lot of reading. You're not going to fall asleep, I promise.
And then the community. I can't not say the community. So PiBurn Labs, you're on there, Blake. You know what it's like. People are super friendly, very welcoming. No question is considered dumb or or too simple. Like there's just nothing like that at all. No judgment whatsoever. We just really try to help each other, and we monitor the forum. Like The only people you can yell at on that forum is us. You're not allowed to yell at any one of the community members. You can yell at us because that's fine. It's a support group, but the members treat each other with the utmost respect. It's really, really great place.
What else we got there?
Maximum weight. Somebody's asking about maximum weight.
Heather will kill me if I don't say this. She's texting me right now in all caps. That's how Heather yells. She puts all caps on. So she's saying, Heather linked it in the chat. So all the stuff that I'm mentioning, like the resources section, the PiBurn labs, that's all going to be in the chat. I got you.
Yeah, somebody's asking what's the maximum weight PiBurn can handle without affecting performance. We don't know. We did not find anything heavy enough to break it.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a tough question.
Yeah.
What's going to handle more weight, the PiBurn roller or the grip? And I think I know the answer to that. What do you think will handle more weight?
I mean, it's a good question. I think PiBurn can probably not gonna buckle under any weight, pretty much, but it's not gonna be able to turn super heavy objects because of the friction. So I would say grip.
Really?
Really?
Now, with the reduction, maybe the grip, but what about grip 1 with the direct drive? Because you need to generate a ton of torque to do something heavy.
You have to go slow.
Look, we haven't pushed. Like, look at this thing. This is not that. We've done heavier stuff than this. I would say practical limit. By the way, Boss Laser asked us the same question. We said 10 pounds to be safe. Practical limit 10 pounds, but I think you can push it beyond. I think we're pretty sure like you could push it beyond. Like the scuba tank was more than 10 pounds. That's probably approaching 20. What's the heaviest item that we've done?
Bucket.
No, that's only 6 pounds.
I think that's probably heaviest.
6 pounds.
Yeah.
That's only 6 pounds. Yeah. So up to 10 pounds, you're gonna be safe. Yeah. I mean, why don't you chat us some items that you were concerned about? I want to hear it. Like what you think is like something really heavy that you want to do.
What else we got?
The dedicated software. How user-friendly is the PiBurn for someone who's not stepped into this space yet? Oh, that's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's another thing I should have mentioned right at the beginning. I mean, we designed this rotary to be exceptionally accessible to beginners. It is super user-friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the PiBurn, the actual roller is a little bit more user-friendly even than the grip. They're both phenomenal. Like they're a joy to use. Both of them are great rotaries, extremely thoughtful on the user experience, very easy on your fingers, all these things, they're adjustable, like super easy. But I'll say this, the PiBurn roller, so the V4 and now the V5 is even more user-friendly, is probably the most user-friendly rotary on the planet. There's very few moving pieces. There's no jaws to master.
Mm-hmm.
Literally throw a tumbler onto the wheels, put the clamp on, and you're done. Yep. And you can swap tumblers in seconds. It's the fastest rotary out there. Like you're swapping items like you're a gunslinger, going in and out in like a second. So I would say it's very, very accessible to beginners.
It's easy to use, yeah. So it might look intimidating, so just try it. Just put 2 settings in. Put the steps per rotation, wheel diameter, that's it. Put the cup in, try engraving something. Just try it. Once you start engraving, it's going to click in your head immediately. You're going to understand, that's how it works.
Yeah.
And from that point on, it's going to be super easy.
I'm still waiting for it to click for me, Len.
Do you guys have anything you could offer? I mean, we're almost there to one of my questions. One of my questions that I get a lot is, hey, Blake, I've got my laser. It's still sitting in the box. I've got my PiBurn. It's still sitting in the box. What type of encouragement? I mean, we sounds like you guys have got resources. The newer versions are even more, easy to use, user friendly. What do you have to say to that person that still has their rotary sitting in a box and they're just trying to work up the courage to take it out of there and figure out how to use it?
I'd say just do it. Don't be. It's not gonna break your laser. Buy some cheap cups that you're not gonna be afraid to ruin.
Yeah,
just try it. It's fun.
I'd say like there's a carrot and a stick approach. The carrot is like once you do it, it's so addictive you won't be able to stop. It'll make you money too. Like you can sell these tumblers. So that's the carrot. The stick is I'm gonna send Len over with a stick over to your house.
Challenge accepted.
No, it was the box cutter to open the box.
No, but it's such a common question. We should have like these. I've been always wanted to do these like grand opening events, box opening events where we get together on like a Zoom and everybody just opens the box. That moment when it clicks, you just plug the thing in and you put a tumbler on and like Len says, it clicks. It's a beautiful moment. People's eyes just light up.
Mm-hmm.
It's intimidating at first. That's okay. We totally understand it. Like literally zero judgment. Literally zero judgment if it's still in the box. But also don't freak yourself out. It's not that bad. Like what's the worst that can happen? You plug it in and you screw up a cup. It's not the end of the world. Like it's not the end of the world. Buy another cup. Like, it's okay. There's really very little downside to it. So that's what I would say. Go ahead, give it a try. You're going to absolutely love it. And then you're going to be addicted and you're going to be saying, why didn't I do this like before, like months before? And you're going to encourage hopefully other people to take it out of their box.
Yeah. And somebody's asking if does it get hot and will heat damage it? Absolutely not. Those stepper motors are actually rated to 90 degrees Celsius. I think it's like 180.
That's hot.
It's hot. I mean, don't touch it. You might burn your fingers, but it's not gonna affect it at all.
I've never seen it heat up that you burn your fingers.
No,
ever.
It doesn't go above 50.
No, my wife runs the rotary. Maybe 6-7 hours a day, every day.
Yeah.
You touch the motor like it's warm. It's warm, right? But that's never really an issue. It does not affect performance whatsoever.
Yeah.
We're really, really careful on sourcing the right stepper motor. So here's another thing. Like, again, this is the business versus hobby. You're running one cup. It's okay. It doesn't matter, right? You're running a lot of cups. Like and you have a cheaper rotary with a crappy stepper motor that's not the highest quality. It is going to heat up. You're going to experience issues, and it might heat up so much that it might skip steps. Then you're in trouble. Our rotors are lead shine motors.
Yeah.
Excessively tested. They're the best. So lead shine makes like 75% of all the motors in the world. And we source their best motors, like their most expensive motors, right? The nicest stepper motor. Some of these motors, the 3-phase, are custom made for us. They got the Lens Digital logo on the motor. Like they're made just for us.
I asked them to send me some samples and I tested the temperature. Some were getting hot.
Yeah.
So actually, the more copper inside the motor, the better the heat is. So it doesn't get hot. Yeah.
Oh, that's actually more
so we are using those low heat motors specifically for this.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's a fair question. And sometimes it does warm up pretty good, but you should not be worried about it at all. It won't skip a bit. It's not going to skip a beat.
Good.
What other questions we have? These are amazing questions, by the way, you guys. Well, I really appreciate the engagement from your audience here, Blake, and like the thoughtful, really, really probing, good questions. I love it. What else do we got?
Some technical about steps.
Steps? Steps, where is that?
Yeah,
I have seen someone I think Ben mentioned the smokeless fire pit. I have seen someone with the PiBurn do the new smokeless fire pits. They're maybe a little bit bigger than that urn.
Do you mean the solo stove? The solo stove?
Yeah, the solo stove.
I don't think it's a solo stove brand. It's a miniature version, and I've seen people do full wraps. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Hell yeah.
And actually, I have a couple of them in the shop. I still need to engrave them.
Yes. You can do full wraps on those. Absolutely.
We're making huge margins on those.
Grip for those, definitely.
Grip for those.
Yeah.
Why? Because of the wide diameter?
Yeah.
Okay, so see, like that's another question we get often, Blake, is like, when should we use the grip and when should we use the roller? And so for wide diameter stuff, like what they're asking, like the solo stove or some of the similar smokeless stoves, you want to use the grip. And for dog bowls, there's a good reason for that. There's a good reason for that too. Because if no matter how good the roller is, I've seen, by the way, people do this on a roller. I've seen them. I've seen it, but it's gets a little sketch, right? Because the bowl, just imagine it's sitting on top of the wheels, so your center of gravity is like all the way up here. That's not awesome. So you might get this little like action going around because not that the rotary isn't perfect. The rotary is perfect, but these aren't always like perfectly balanced themselves. Even if you just put them like see a little bit of play, like it's not perfect. So
yeah, the
might wobble.
center of gravity, you're right, because it's sitting right here.
So it's higher.
So it's higher. Yes,
It
it's
wants
harder
to
to
move.
turn. When it's in the middle, it's actually much
But
easier
the
to
grip,
turn.
is a different concept. The grip has the center of gravity is smack in the middle. So it grabs it like
balanced.
that.
It's perfectly
so it's
balanced.
not moving like this. It's not moving anywhere. It's just going perfectly around.
And you don't need a lot of force to move it. You just you kind of push it a little bit and it starts spinning.
Just a little bit. And and the other thing that I should mention, why grip versus roller, I've been trying to explain this and I do a terrible job explaining it. But you can do this bowl in with more lasers than with the roller.
Yes.
Because it saves a lot of space. So if you just think about the PiBurn roller, if your Z height is limited on your laser, you're adding the full diameter on top of the wheels. And so the lens has got to be over here. But if you've got the grip, you're only adding the radius on top of the grip. Does that make sense? So
that makes complete sense, yeah.
Yeah. So I recommend the grip for bigger stuff like that.
We have any other questions coming in there? We have a ton. So
we've got a lot of great questions here. We have to.
So let's see, Frank.
How are we doing on time, Blake? Are we still okay?
I'm gonna try to keep it to an hour, so we got about 15 minutes left.
All right, let's hit them.
Anything happens to the PiBurn parts, hard to get. Do you guys? Oh yeah.
No, super easy.
Yeah. We had somebody run PiBurn with a motorcycle, and we just sent them.
Because it was funny enough, they posted a story where they accidentally rode over.
I think it was a clamp from the PiBurn.
They rode over the PiBurn and the clamp buckled under the weight of a freaking Harley Davidson. But the story was so funny enough that we just sent them a free one. Like usually we're going to charge you, right? But if you break something, if something gets lost, everything is replaceable. It's like a Lego. We have spare parts for this and that.
Yeah.
O-rings sometimes get lost, which by the way, the new version does not have any O-rings. Mm-hmm. It's a big improvement. It's sweet. Have you've seen it, right? Did you catch that?
I did. Yeah, I saw those. But if you want to pause on questions and talk about some of the new specs, we can do that. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, I'd love to. If that's interesting to you guys, we can talk about that. I just want to see if we're not missing any big questions here.
What do you guys think? Do you guys want to hear more questions? Do you want to hear
some durability question? I think there's nothing to break there. Like as long as you clean it, periodically, it's unbreakable.
Yeah, I would recommend keeping it clean. Like even in all versions, any rotary, because you're engraving in the laser. There's going to be dust from the powder coat. You want to keep it in good condition because it tends to like get in between the scroll wheel of the grip. It gets on the wheels of the PiBurn, so you might skip just clean that, and you're going to be in good shape.
Safety mechanism recommendation.
What is that?
The glass. So the glass is ceramics. That's another thing that the grip is great for. The glass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we designed those finger jaws, which, by the way, patent pending, because they did not exist before, specifically for the glass, because they have this silicone sleeve, and it's gonna hold your glass gently. It's not gonna break it. It's gonna stay there. It's not gonna move anywhere, but it's gonna be super gentle. So if you have like really thin-walled tumblers or glass, it's just perfect for that.
Yeah, you shouldn't be trying to do like a very delicate champagne flute in that big bulky chuck that you showed us before.
It's metal jaws.
It's got metal jaws because one turn and it's going to crush the glass. So that's why we designed these gentle but firm kind of grip finger jaws, where the silicone around it gives you just enough room, not enough to move, but just enough to not crush the glass.
Yeah, it's really nice. Same thing with PiBurn. Again, you have those soft silicone tires, and you have the clamp, which has a silicone O-ring. So it's going to be gentle on glass.
Should we talk about the new stuff?
Sure.
Heather's saying you guys can talk about the new stuff. All right. So we're very, very excited
I'll show something.
Yeah, go for it. To introduce this new line of rotaries. So we're super excited, guys. The innovation that happens here at Lens Digital is customer driven. It's driven from you guys. The PiBurn 4 is an amazing, amazing rotary. So it was very, very hard to try and improve on it. So we had to interrogate a lot of different makers and really kind of get their backs to the wall and really find out what is it that we can improve. And the way you do that is you don't ask what can you improve. The way you do that is you're like, all right, show me how you engrave, and you watch that like any good product manager, right? You don't ask the client for the solution, you ask them for the problem. And so we realized that there were a couple of small opportunity areas that we could improve from this current version to the new version that we've now started pre-orders on. So this is the fifth. You want to do PiBurn first? This is the fifth generation of the PiBurn, the fifth generation. So we're calling this PiBurn 5. So the first thing you'll notice, obviously, is the bigger wheels, these big fat tires. We've done away with the O-rings. They've served us well, phenomenal. They've done great on the 4 generations of PiBurns, but the O-rings aren't perfect. Why? Because they actually have very, very little surface area at the very top if you look at them. So that's not maximizing your friction. You might get some slipping. The tire makes that go away. You got tons of surface area now, much, much more, so that you got a lot more connection and friction with that object. So yeah, you're going to rotate it securely. It's an amazing, nice little. It's not huge, but in terms of performance, it's a nice little innovation.
I've got a quick question that kind of pertains to what you're showing right now. Doing a tumbler like this, somebody had asked, do you need to put weight on the inside anymore for stability on something like this?
Oh, no. You don't. You haven't needed to do that since PiBurn V2.
Okay.
So we've got a really cool clamp. On the V4, the clamp got an upgrade, and on the V5, it's got an upgrade again. So the V5 and the V4, the clamp has adjustable tension. So even if you have a mug that has a handle, you can, what Len is doing right there in the video, you can just twist that thumb screw and increase the tension a lot. So that kind of replaces any weight that you're going to need to put inside. You don't need to futz around with any of that. So and that brings me to the other improvement. This clamp has been redesigned. It's really, really, really easy to use. Super easy to use. Very easy to adjust. It's got its own front stopper that will allow you to engrave kind of like champagne flutes and glasses, to keep the glass right on top of the wheels, exactly where you want it, and not move not move left or right. So avoid that horizontal shift or walking. Some people call it walking. The clamp is also very, very easy to remove. Super easy. So if you did want to do like a bat or something like that, right? We want to that's just like that. It removes in a second. The other thing that's, I think, an innovation in the industry, but Len might disagree with me actually. It's definitely an innovation for us, is this linear rail. Mm-hmm. So before you needed to do a thumb screw and kind of fiddle with the thumb screw.
Oh my
now
God.
It's one-handed operation on a linear guide rail. So what that does is it just improves the usability and the user experience on adjusting for different lengths items, and it also it also basically removes the need to align the back wheels to the clamp. So you no longer need to align the rotary. The rotary comes aligned and it stays aligned because of that linear rail. It's not going to move left or right or shift like those V-slot wheels on the V-slot rail. With time, they give a little.
Yeah. That can go lower than the rail.
That does go below the rail. That's a great point, Blake. Yeah, so this goes way below the rail. So you can actually go even lower than this. Way below.
That's incredible.
Really cool. And the range of motion has been increased a lot. So you can go really, really high and really, really low, even more than the V4. So that's good when you've got a laser like a Thunderbolt or even like a Thunder Nova that you're not really working with a lot of Z travel, but you want to do a bigger item, right? You still want to do a bigger item. You want to maximize the value of that smaller laser. So for Thunder lasers, this comes with a harness for the Thunderbolt and the Nova 24 comes with a harness. So you're going to do an object like this. It's going to go below the rail, right? The bottom of it is going to go below the rail. It's kind of wild to see, but it's like hanging below the rotary, and you can engrave it, even though it's like a huge jug. So that's the lift mechanism.
You can actually adjust it even further. So you can take these two screws out. You can make it higher or lower.
Yeah, so the range is huge, absolutely huge. You can pretty much do anything. Right. So the other thing is, like, you see this lift mechanism that Len is showing right now. It's super smooth, like one-hand operation up and down. This does not exist. We had to invent this lift mechanism. It's all new for the V5 and the Grip 2. So we needed a lift mechanism that's super stable, that's easily operatable, and very, very precise. We had to invent it. It didn't exist. We tested all sorts of different types of lifts. And you know what? We did away with the tower. Again, the tower has served us well for the past 4 generations of PiBurns. We kind of like the tower, but for people that were engraving this in an Omni setup, and even others, like it never caused a collision with a laser, but in their mind they would fear that the laser head might hit the tower, and so it prevented them from doing stuff like from engraving them all the way up to the lip, up to the bottom of the very top of the cup. So we had to do, because of that, we did away with the tower, and we invented this lift. We actually
now it's actually lower than the clamp.
It's lower than the clamp, so it's always going to be lower than your cup. So you're never even going to have to fear that collision. It's physically impossible. All right, as soon as you put a cup on that, it's higher than the tower. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I think this is like the best roller rotary on the planet right now.
It's nice.
Oh yeah, so the V4, the V3, and all the other previous generations, they came with an optional upgrade for magnetic feet. The new generation comes standard with magnetic feet, which is a nice little thing. So you save like $74 on the upgrade.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah. So those are really cool.
The grip.
So, oh yeah, the grip. So this is a chuck-based rotary. Like as you guys know, the roller is a rotary that creates friction. It's wheels, put the object in the wheels. The grip is a chuck-based rotary, where it's a clamping mechanism. Lots of improvements here from V1 to the V2. Probably the most notable is this lift mechanism that he's showing. So we have the same idea, the same lift that we use for the back wheels for the support, just a bulkier, beefier version to move the whole grip. The whole jig goes up and down.
And it goes below the rail.
Also goes below the rail. It goes super, super low or super, super high. Like you could literally do this thing, guys. Like I don't know any other rotary that can do something that big. 11 inches in diameter. 11 inches.
You know what else? I've been using it lately, and I don't even adjust the Z height of the laser. Instead,
yeah, that's what it does.
I just raise this until I focus. I use the manual focal gauge, so I just lift it until it's focused. I lower it until it's focused.
I think that's how people are going to do it. It's literally easier to focus with that thing than with the keyboard and the laser, because like you push a button and it goes. It's like too abrupt.
Yeah,
this is so smooth and very gradual. So it's actually a really nice feature. We didn't even realize that. 6 fingers. So instead of 3, there's now 6 points of contact with the cup that you can grip from the outside or the inside of the tumbler. Really nice. It spreads the load, so you get a firmer grasp of the object, and you don't wear out the finger jaws as much. It's nicer. 6 is actually better than 3. We've tested it in various different objects. Now you can do okay with 3. But we do recommend the 6, and that's going to be an upgradable feature. So if you've got the Grip 1, don't worry about it. You can upgrade to 6 jaws for like a very minimal price. We'll be able to do that. So what do the 6 jaws do? You don't really need back support wheels for even heavy items with a massive handle. These glass steins are really heavy. The handle also is very heavy. It's like solid glass. It's a large percentage of the weight of the cup. So it's going to be tough to do on a roller rotary. Okay, it's going to want to slip. With the grip, no problem. You see, it's super, super, super simple to put it on there, to adjust the height, to focus, and just engrave. It's also got the really nice linear rail. So if you do need that back support, it slides right in there effortlessly. It has a gear reduction, really important for OMTech lasers and Chinese lasers that have low steps of rotation. So with OMTech, with Grip 1, the Grip 1 is a direct drive. This one has a
3.75 for most lasers. For the Thunder, it's 3x.
So 3x to 3.7x gear reduction. So it's actually better. It's actually better on the OMTech. You don't need to fuss with the DAP switches at all. Just put it in a cup and engrave. It's gonna reduce the gear ratio, so you're going to increase the steps. Steps go up.
A lot more torque as well.
For heavier
you
stuff.
can barely turn it when it's powered on. Good luck turning it by hand.
It's a nice piece of engineering. It's just the whole thing has been re-engineered. The whole grip. It's definitely an improvement. But I would say, you know, if you're just looking at the functionality, unless you have an OMTech, that's the exception. If you have an OMTech, I recommend you wait for the Grip 2. That's the only exception. Every other laser, just for the functionality, the Grip 1 and the PiBurn V4 that's on the market right now, they can pretty much do anything that new rotaries can. But there is a lifestyle improvement, a user experience improvement with the new line. But in terms of functionality, the current line is absolutely awesome.
We're going to have some upgrade options like these 6
jaws.
You can actually install them on Grip 1.
And what about the wheels for the PiBurn?
We're still thinking about it.
We don't know yet.
Yeah.
I've already made up my mind, but Len's still thinking about it. But his decision is what matters. So yeah, we want to offer any possible upgrade path for our customers. And we've done that before with the previous versions, Blake. If you remember, like if somebody had a PiBurn, you could buy the Grip add-on and just bolt it on. Which is really cool. You got the Omni, which has got both. Show them. It's got both ends. So now you can actually.
It's so heavy.
It's heavy, but now you can buy one of these. So this is an Omni that just comes together with the 2 drive systems, one roller end and one chuck end with the grip. So as far as the upgrades we can offer, the 6-finger jaws, that's one. And we're still thinking about the tires, the PiBurn tires. I think it's a worthwhile upgrade. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, we'll do it.
No, I mean, the tires are so much better than the O-rings. That those are great.
And they don't fall off. Like, you're not going to lose them. They take a lot more of a beating. They're actually kind of easier to clean because when you're cleaning those O-rings, they tend to pop off and then you lose them. No, we'll ship you a replacement, obviously, but still, you don't want to be down and waiting for us to. This is just a little better.
Yeah. So you're gonna be able to buy just these in the future.
Oh, those are sweet.
These are compatible with PiBurn 4, and actually maybe 3. No, yeah, I think both 3 and 4 you can upgrade.
So I'm hearing you may have some first-time news for us about a trade-in program.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're doing that. We're definitely doing that. So Heather is actually working on the form. So yeah. So we want to offer an upgrade path, and we want to help out our customers as much as possible. Let's say you already have a PiBurn, but you want to upgrade to the new version or step up to like an Omni or something. We want to offer a path so you'll be able to trade up your PiBurn. And why do we do that? Because there is a large market out there for used and refurbished PiBurns, right? And so we think we can do 2 things at once. First of all, you can offer a fair price, a buyback program for people that want to upgrade and don't mind spending a little bit more on a kind of like top of the line rotary. But we're also going to turn around and refurbish those, clean them, align them, make sure they're in perfect working condition. We're going to test out the motors, make sure everything's fine, replace any lost O-rings, stuff like that. And then we're going to offer those PiBurns as refurbished. So then you can buy those at a discount. So kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We're going to try that. So all you need to do is fill out the form. I think it's got a couple of different fields, like what's the condition of the PiBurn rotary, your order number, obviously, so we can see when it was, and then 3 or 4 pictures of the equipment. And then we'll get back to you with an offer on it. And that's it. And then we'll send you a shipping label. Yeah. We'll take care of it. The only logistics we're trying to figure out right now is how we're going to get it safely back to us. Because sometimes that we're trying to figure out. So yeah.
Maybe what last thing I show the Galvo version of the
I was going to say we can't skip the grip. Is that the grip 2?
That's the Galvo grip.
Too, yeah.
Yeah. We're calling it the Galvo grip. It's a whole new product.
It's gonna be a lot cheaper than full grip,
right?
Because it doesn't have lift mechanism, but it works great with your Galvo.
So blade. No support wheels, you don't need them.
Nice.
No rail, you don't need them on here, right?
Yep.
So it's a lot cheaper, and it's extremely capable. Like this thing, for a fiber laser, this thing is a dream. You can or a UV laser. You can do glass.
If you want to use the turret mode, just
flip it right side up. You can use turret mode, put it anywhere on the bed, throw a template on there, and you're doing keychains, knives, business cards, and such.
Yeah. I've seen wallet jigs even. That looks awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. And this thing with the gear reduction is strong enough to like turn anything. You'll be able to pretty much throw anything on this thing.
Is that available to order yet?
Soon. It's gonna. Yeah, we're gonna start pre-orders in the next couple of weeks for sure. We just gotta finalize the base, but we're very, very close.
Yeah.
Nice. I want that's on my list.
It's nice. No, it's nice. It's nice. That thing is really cool. We also have a question. Like, if you buy that, are you able to put it on the PiBurn? We had that question. No, right? No, like you can't use that as an add-on. The add-on is going to be a separate product.
Yeah.
Right. Because it doesn't have the lift, remember. So that does not have the lift. We're going to take advantage of the laser moving up and down. But you will be able in the future to, you can buy a PiBurn V5, let's say for now, and you just train on that.
Yeah.
And then if you want to go ahead afterwards, buy a grip add-on, we will be making that available too with the lift.
And vice versa. If you have the grip and you want to get the Omni
later.
You can just buy the wheels, the front part. Yeah, it will attach.
It's like a Lego, you buy this piece now, this piece later. It's pretty. Yeah.
That's awesome. How long is the grip? Can I get it in custom length? So we're gonna have 2 or 3 different lengths. For the smaller laser, it's gonna be the smaller rail.
This one's short right here.
One of them is short. Yeah.
There's a short rail right here. This is a short rail.
Yeah, this one is slightly shorter than the others.
For really small machines, desktop machines.
And we have even smaller versions.
But look how low profile this thing is. This thing goes so low. For smaller machines, this is a lifesaver. Because now imagine like you've got a Mira 5 or something like that, and you're doing 30 ounce, you're really maximizing.
Yeah. So you can't get custom size because of the linear guide. We have to get these in advance, so we can't cut them in the shop. But yeah, we're gonna have about 3 sizes, I would say, of the grip.
Yeah, 3 sizes.
Yeah, 3 sizes.
We've always had 3 sizes of the. So we've had we actually had the bolt size, but we don't need that anymore.
Yeah, you don't need the bolt.
So do you remember the sizes? It's on the website. So again, if you just Google, or maybe we'll put a link in the chat, Heather, link in the chat. So if you just Google the products, PiBurn rail, just Google that PiBurn rail. You'll see the 3 sizes rails.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yep.
And if you're ordering, there's no option for the rail size right now. We simplified it, remember?
Yeah.
So
just laser. If you put the laser in,
if you put the laser, we actually build it for the laser. So if it's a small laser like Boss LS,
we'll automatically.
We're gonna send you short tail. But if for some reason you want different length rail, put it in the order comments, and we're gonna accommodate you.
Yeah, or just contact us through a support ticket. We're very, very easy to work with. We'll get it done for you.
Jim was saying he needs one 24 inches. I did not hear the sizes that you said.
That's about 500 millimeter. Right?
Yeah, we got
That's the standard size.
Yeah, we got you. The standard size is gonna work perfect. Yeah. What does he want to engrave? Do you know like what type of stuff?
I'm not sure. I think it's because of his laser.
Yeah,
because of the size of his laser.
You're not limited by the rail when you're engraving big things.
Yeah, that's important.
Because of the support wheels. You can put something really long, and it's gonna be like standing here, like a bat. Yeah, it doesn't matter that the rail ends here. You can still engrave larger objects.
See what I mean? So you're not limited by the rail size. You're actually limited by the bed size of the laser.
Yeah.
He said, "Who knows?"
Good. I like it. I want to see what he makes with that.
Corey has a really good question that I think comes up for a lot of people, but I feel like you guys are streamlining it. Would you guys recommend a dedicated laser just for tumblers to keep your other jobs running?
I would say yes.
That is a phenomenal question.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the answer really depends on the business.
Mm-hmm.
What you're running, how much flat work are you doing? But lots of people start out with one single laser. And because of that, there is a little bit of this like hassle, right? Putting the rotary in, plugging it in. You can't get away from that.
Yeah.
Taking the rotary out, starting flat work. Because of that, and you add high volumes, if you got to do that very often, multiple times a day, people go ahead and buy a rotary dedicated laser. And that's when they come to us and say, "Hey, what laser should we get?" And we're looking at it.
That's me right there.
I want to add to that. So if you only have one laser, again, and you're buying one dedicated for the rotary work, you're gonna have a backup machine. So if your main laser dies, you're gonna be out of business for like a week at least until you get the parts. Now you have your second machine, so just remove the rotary and use it for your flat work.
Never ask Len if you should buy another laser.
You should get 5.
It's always
5
yes.
minimum.
No, take a look at the workshop. We have like 7 lasers, and we're still getting another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to dread switching the laser over to run the rotary, but I will say as I've gotten better with it, that got a lot easier. But I also did get the CO2 Galvo for running tumblers, which has been a dream come true.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I've heard that's fast. Like,
oh my gosh, it's ridiculous.
Really? How long does it take you to do a tumbler, like compared to?
I cannot unbox the next tumbler. Like when you're doing, logos, I cannot unbox the next tumbler and box the finished tumbler as fast as it does one.
Holy cow! So you're going like the whole. Wow,
that's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, when you're doing a large batch, that matters. That's time. Time's money.
We have to put the Galvo product on our site as soon as possible.
No, the Galvo product is that's definitely going to be helpful to people. We've got 2. So one of these is a UV, the other one is a fiber, I think.
Fiber, yeah.
Right? Yeah. Do you have a UV, Blake?
I don't, not yet.
For glass, if you ever do glass,
so good.
It's kind of nice. It like does a really white, more delicate texture.
I've heard. Yeah, I definitely plan on getting one. We have a CO2 gantry, CO2 Galvo, and a fiber right now. But a UV is definitely in our future.
Yeah, lots of people use them for glass.
Just when you're getting one, make sure it has a red light.
Oh, ours doesn't?
No.
Oh, damn it.
It's a nightmare. Yeah, because by default they have this blue, like violet light, and you cannot see it on any material.
Oh, so you have to put a sticky. You have to put a sticky.
So I have to put like sticky notes so I can see where it's framing.
The other thing with the UV is like the focal depth is like super, super unforgiving. It's so narrow.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, the guys that like laser everything, Alex Sellite and his team, like Matt and them, they put us onto the UV machine, and then they like explained all this stuff, like you have to get it perfect right at the surface. I didn't appreciate that until we started engraving stuff. Like, oh my god, dude, you gotta like, if you're off a little bit, that's it. It's not engraving.
Yeah, if something's not perfectly smooth too, I've heard people having some issues.
That's it.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to start to kind of finish things up. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about? Just kind of last minute about the new rotaries coming out.
I mean, they're pretty awesome. I mean, I would say like, definitely check out the website, join the community. That's what I would say. Join the community, even if you're thinking about getting a laser rotary or just learning about it. Connect with us. We love connecting with customers. Ask us questions. Len loves to answer questions at 2 a.m. Text him 2 a.m.
No, don't.
Let me see if I can find a cell phone number to put on here.
I joke, but we absolutely love interacting with customers and working with them. So please join the community. Reach out to us, PiBurn Labs, Lens Digital, and that's it. And thank you for giving us your time. And to you, thank you for having us on.
Yeah, no problem. I was excited to have you guys on to talk about things, and I especially wanted to take a little bit of a different approach. I definitely want to hear the new features. I'm sure the people want to hear the new features, but I especially wanted to just talk about, what attracted me to, Lens Digital, and your guys' approach on things. We got an unbelievable amount of questions. I will probably end up posting some of these in our group. If you guys are not in there, definitely check it out. Great Lakes Laser Supply is our Facebook group. I just to encourage engagement, I did for people that ask questions today, I'm giving away some hat clips and some golf ball leatherette.
That's awesome.
To try to encourage some of the engagement. I know the questions and everything just makes these things a lot better when we have that from the audience. But seriously, there's so many questions that were rolling by. It was unbelievable.
and just the quality of the questions were really, really thoughtful. I really, really enjoyed that. It's very engaging. Yeah, we gave you all the information, like full transparency, everything that we had, and that's kind of like how we like it. We want to communicate everything up front because that's how we run the company. And yeah, you brought it back all the way full circle back to the community, like why we exist. It's for you guys. It's like this is the honor, right, that we get to share, that we serve this community. And yeah, we absolutely love it, and we cherish the privilege.
Yeah, me too. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the community. The community helped to get me, where I am, the confidence in what we're doing. I can't tell you how many hours I spent listening to Robin's voice on TikTok, hearing her talk, watching her do tumblers. It was so motivating and, helped us to move things along.
Oh, she's a star. She's a star. She's come such a long way. She started that group from zero.
Yeah.
That late Let's Spin It group. And I think it's become the biggest Rotary group on Facebook. It's very active, engaging, people helping each other, just people learning from each other, getting better, making mistakes, sharing that, improving. That is awesome. That journey, that growth journey that the community is on is phenomenal. That's what makes us excited. That's the stuff that we love. It's not just selling Rotaries and I always say this, like our success metric for the business, how we judge ourselves and our business at the end of the year is not how many Rotaries we sell, it's how many people we helped, how many people did we reach, how many people were successful with this machine. That is the success metric for us, and that's why you see us investing in the community, investing in resources, getting really great tech support out there, so people, when they have questions, Don, I'm sure he's listening. He's your neighbor. Yep. Don is out there helping. He's amazing, by the way. Huge shout out to him. He does. He moves mountains. He does a lot of work.
He doesn't stop. He does calls. It
never stops. And it's not that the equipment is good, but it never stops because there's thousands of them out there, right?
Yeah.
And someone always has a question, and it just never stops. He does amazing work. And then Heather, got to give a shout out to her. She is our star. She's absolutely phenomenal. She helps us not get in too much trouble and keeps us in line. And she does all the affiliate work, obviously. Like that she works with the affiliates. She does the program. She helps in marketing. She does all that stuff. So yeah, the team, we're blessed with a great team.
You really are. They're awesome. But have a good night, guys. I really appreciate you guys getting here. You guys can stay on for a second. I'll just end the live. But I just look forward for us and everybody watching, us all building our businesses together. Without you guys, we've got nothing. Heather just posted, where makers succeed, we only succeed when you do. So I think that's awesome.
That's exactly right.
But you guys have a good night. Thank you for joining us, and keep those questions coming. And I think we'll continue to get those answered in the future. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you. Good night.
Thanks, guys. Take care.